The phone rings, shattering the quiet of a Saturday morning in Shaker Heights, Ohio. A frantic voice pleads,
I need the police immediately. My brother is attacking his ex-wife. He stabbed her and he said she's dead.
The 911 call, filled with sobs and fear, captures the horror unfolding on Chagrin Boulevard. Police rush to the scene, their sirens cutting through the suburban calm. Officers shout, "Put your hands up! Put your hands up now!" As a man emerges from the house, his hands stained with guilt. He's Lance Mason, a former judge and state senator, now a fugitive in a moment of unthinkable violence.
Hey, is it that house? It's 1-1. It's on this side of the street. It's fuck. It's him. He came out of the house. It's him. Watch out. Put your hands up. Put your hands up now. Put your hands up. Put him up. Put him up. You're gonna get shot! Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Don't let him break this shit!
This is the story of Aisha Fraser, a beloved sixth-grade teacher and devoted mother, whose life was brutally taken on November 17, 2018. Aisha was dropping off her daughters, Audrey and Ava, at Mason's home for a routine custody exchange. But Mason, her ex-husband, waited in ambush. He stabbed her 59 times, leaving her lifeless in the driveway, her children nearby, witnesses to a nightmare. 4 years earlier in 2014, Mason had beaten Aisha so severely he broke her eye socket, all in front of their girls. He served just 9 months for that crime, released early, given a second chance as a city official. Why was a man with such a violent past allowed near her again? Aisha's death shocked the nation, exposing the failures that let a monster strike twice. Her story is one of love, loss, and a community's cry for justice. Welcome to True Crime Intel. I'm Williams, and I want to thank you, my viewers, and especially my subscribers, for your amazing support as we keep improving and bringing you daily true crime stories, both told and untold. If you haven't already, please subscribe and join our community. Let's uncover the stories together. In the heart of Shaker Heights, Ohio, a historic suburb just east of Cleveland, tree-lined streets and cozy homes paint a picture of safety and community. This is where Aisha Fraser's story unfolds, a place many saw as a nurturing haven for families, until a tragedy shook its very foundations. Shaker Heights, with its proud schools and tight-knit neighborhoods, was home to Aisha, a woman whose life embodied love, dedication, and service. Born on January 18, 1973, Aisha grew up here, raised with strong values that shaped her into a beacon of kindness. Her roots ran deep in this community, where she walked the halls of Shaker Heights High School as a student, dreaming of a future filled with purpose. Aisha's passion for learning took her to Florida AAANDM University, where she earned her undergraduate degree, and later to Ursuline College, where she completed advanced degrees in education and business. She was a proud member of Delta Sigma Theta, a storied sorority devoted to public service, a commitment Aisha carried throughout her life. Her early career in the business world was successful, but in 2002, she found her true calling in the classroom. At Woodbury Elementary School, Aisha became a sixth-grade history and math teacher, pouring her heart into her students. To them, she was more than an educator. She was a mentor, a second mother, a safe harbor. She stayed late to help struggling kids, her infectious smile lighting up the room. One student recalled, "She made sure we felt heard." A colleague shared, "She always had a smile and stayed late to help students." Aisha's classroom was a haven of encouragement, a place where every child felt valued. Her dedication went beyond lesson plans. She uplifted young minds, fostering confidence and curiosity. Her life, though, wasn't just about teaching. Aisha was a devoted mother to two daughters, Audrey, 11, and Ava, 8, at the time of her passing. Her world revolved around her girls, especially Audrey, who had special needs. Friends noted how Aisha always put her children's well-being first, even when it meant sacrificing her own comfort. Co-parenting under dangerous circumstances, she remained a steadfast presence, her love for Audrey and Ava unwavering. Aisha's story, one of warmth and resilience, was deeply tied to Shaker Heights, where she served as a pillar of the community. But beneath this bright exterior, a shadow loomed, a past with her ex-husband, Lance Mason, that would cast a devastating pall over her life and legacy. Lance Mason was a man of stark contrast. To the public, he was a respected Cuyahoga County Common Pleas judge and former Ohio State Senator, a charismatic figure entrusted with upholding the law. Behind closed doors, however, darkness festered. Aisha and Lance had once shared a home, a life, and their two daughters, their relationship beginning with the promise of shared dreams. Aisha, vibrant and dedicated, seemed a perfect match for Lance, accomplished and charming. Together they appeared formidable, a power couple rooted in ambition and family. But over time, cracks appeared, revealing a troubling truth that would unravel their marriage. In 2014, the illusion of stability shattered during a car ride home from a family funeral. In a horrifying outburst, Lance turned on Aisha, his rage exploding in front of their children. He punched her repeatedly, bit her, and slammed her head against the car's interior and the pavement, leaving her battered and broken. The assault was merciless, fracturing her eye socket and scarring her spirit, all while Audrey and Ava watched, helpless. Aisha's courage in that moment, calling for help despite her pain, spoke to her resilience. But the trauma of that day lingered, a wound that would never fully heal. Lance's public persona as a judge stood in stark contrast to the monster who emerged in private, setting the stage for a tragedy that would shake Shaker Heights to its core. Aisha's life, once filled with hope, was now tethered to a man whose violence threatened everything she held dear. The horror of that 2014 car ride left Aisha Fraser clinging to hope as she dialed 911, her voice trembling with fear and pain.
All right, calm down so you can get some help, okay?
Aisha Mason.
911, Shaker Police Emergency.
Yes, my husband just beat me and threw me out the car. He has my two daughters in the car.
Where you at?
Van Aken Boulevard.
Yeah.
And like Avalon. He just threw me out the car. Orange Saturn View 2008. I'm afraid he's going to hurt my daughters.
Is he with you now, or did
No,
he drive off?
He drove off.
Which way on Van Aken?
He went going down towards the police station. He probably hit Chagrin.
Okay, yeah, somebody else called about that. Where are you calling? What's your phone number? Where would you call you?
They're taking me to South Point now.
Who's taking you to South Point?
Some nice people in the car stopped. I jumped in.
You in the car now?
In another person's car. Please find my kids.
Are you injured?
Yes. I need some air. Oh.
Is it like, yeah, because we're going to, so do you want an officer to meet you up at South Point then?
Yes, but find my kids. Saturn View, 2008.
Do you know the plate? Do you have the plate? Do you have the plate? Do you know the plate on it?
It's, YME 479 or something like that. YME.
car 2214-252, just be advised, I'm speaking to the victim, the wife, and she got picked up by another vehicle, and she's going to South Point. Where are you at right now?
I'm heading up Van Nation.
She exited that orange vehicle, and she got picked up by a passerby. Hold on a second.
Do you have another phone? Did you dial 921?
That's what I think. Yeah, ma'am, what's your first name?
Aisha.
Aisha? Okay,
Yeah.
Can you tell that driver just to stop where you're at, and we're going to have the squad meet you,
Oh, okay.
an officer, okay? So where are you going to be pulling over at?
We're at this church, St. Peter's
Dominic's?
Lutheran Church. No,
What?
St. Peter's Lutheran Church. They want you to pull over and park.
So where are you at exactly?
St. Peter's Lutheran Church at Van Aken and Ingleside. Did you find the car?
52252, the vehicle stopped at Van Aken Ingleside. I'm going to have the squad respond there.
Did you find the
What kind of car are you in?
It's a black. What is this? They have the flashes on. It's a black. What kind of car is this? Mercedes.
A black Mercedes?
Yes. Did you find the Saturn
She's
View?
going to be in a black Mercedes with her flashes on, Van Aken Ingleside. I'm calling the squad now.
They're here. Did you find the Saturn View?
Are you with an officer, ma'am?
Yeah, they just pulled up. Did
Okay.
you find the Saturn View? Did you find my kids?
Bloodied and injured, Aisha was picked up by kind strangers who drove her to South Point Hospital. Her thoughts were not on her fractured orbital bone or the trauma etched into her body, but on Audrey and Ava, alone with the man who had just attacked her. She begged the police to find her girls, her love for them stronger than her own suffering. Lance Mason's arrest followed swiftly. Cleveland police arrived at his home after a 911 call raised fears he might take his own life.
It wasn't mine. Thank you.
Sam 13, Sam 14.
I was gonna kill myself, but
No, you don't.
Sam 14, go.
Brian,
do that?
you're going to be tied up there.
No,
I can handle the
I have guns by it.
both sectors if you need to.
Where's the weapons in the house?
There's weapons. I have a safe that I opened up so you can get to it.
I copy, thanks.
There's guns in
We
my
have him
closet.
with us. He's in custody, no injuries
And
that we can see.
there's the gun on my bed too. But there's
Okay.
several.
Party 11,
Can you
Sam
repeat
14.
that? I had other
That was my
background.
You
wife.
still want us to head up there?
How is she?
Where is she?
That's my sister.
Okay.
How's my wife?
What do you mean, how's your wife? Where was your wife be?
She was on. She jumped out the car.
She's okay.
She's okay. All right.
Okay. I knew nothing of that.
districts and see if they've had any shootings
Just come on over here.
2 hours.
You know what?
Take a seat.
We'll put him in a... This is Cleveland, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to put him in my car. That way,
Okay,
if you guys got to break off,
17.
you'll be okay. Okay, Mr. Mason, go to second car, okay?
Sam 13 to animate.
I'm glad. No, I'm glad
Go
you
ahead.
didn't. I'm glad you didn't.
You wait for the guy to stop.
Couldn't leave my daughter.
For a lot of reasons.
He's back in X-ray. We're in the room. We just talked with the
Can
security.
you put my glasses on my nose?
Sure.
Thank you. Gentlemen, thank you.
Yeah, have radio check also.
Well, it's good.
If there's been any kind of robberies or maybe a store clerk, somebody shot at somebody, Warrensville, Cleveland, that kind of thing.
Okay, hold on, Mr.
Okay,
Mason.
story's not jiving.
I'm going to block these because you're a pretty big fella, and they're gonna
This one sounds like
grind your wrist
talking
down
to,
if I hear 'em.
Security, it sounds like he's had a couple different stories already. Radio, did you copy
I'm
that?
sorry. You know what's your watch doesn't help. Is that better?
I'm on it. I'll let you know if I...
Well, we didn't think you would. Have a seat, please.
Sam 14, believe advised, the house is clear, but we did find the assault rifle and bandolier
Which one?
ammo in the attic.
A little tight.
You know what? Do this. Turn around and sit down. Okay. And now slide back. I don't know who in the world ordered these police cars But I don't know. But I'm pretty sure it wasn't a police officer. Okay. What's up, Mr. Police? All right. Why don't you go have a seat? It's raining.
Yeah. How'd you guys? Did we call you?
Party 11 of Barney Street.
No, our dispatcher gave it out. There's a guy who kicked everybody in the house. He's got a gun in the house. He's threatening suicide.
Right.
And then we got.
Gotcha. We were coming over here because he committed a domestic violence against the
what did you say?
city.
Oh.
And lumped her up
You
really well.
I just head up there to Ashford.
And what now?
She's off to Hillcrest.
Okay.
No, we got him in
That
custody.
explains that.
So that's why
Okay.
all the blood is on his shirt.
Okay. Copy. Radio disregard. We're not going to head up to Ashford.
So
No.
that's why we were coming here to arrest him for domestic.
Okay.
And then we see you guys here. We didn't know it
Yeah.
was that.
We got a call for the guy threatening suicide, and he kicked everybody in the house. Okay. All right.
Convicted for the brutal assault, Mason was sentenced to 2 years in prison, but he walked free after just 9 months. He completed anger management, kept a clean probation record, and, backed by powerful supporters, landed a city job sold as a second chance for a man who seemed reformed. Aisha, meanwhile, fought to rebuild. 2 days after the assault, she filed for divorce, finalized in 2015, hoping to sever ties with her abuser. But co-parenting Audrey and Ava meant ongoing contact, each custody exchange a moment of tension, a reminder of the fear she carried. Those close to her knew she lived in the shadow of Mason's violence, her strength tested daily to keep her daughters safe. Yet Aisha found light in a new relationship with Ronald Williams, a man who brought her happiness after years of pain. To outsiders, Mason's education and judicial past painted him as an unlikely threat. But Aisha's reality was different. The system's leniency, releasing him early, restoring his status, set a dangerous stage, leaving Aisha vulnerable to a man whose darkness had not been tamed. On the morning of November 17, 2018, Aisha Fraser drove to a house on Chagrin Boulevard in Shaker Heights, a routine task heavy with unspoken dread. She was there to drop off her daughters, Audrey and Ava, for a scheduled custody exchange with her ex-husband, Lance Mason. The plan was simple, a handoff meant to be quick, like so many before. But this time, as Aisha stepped out of her Audi SUV and began unbuckling her girls, Mason was waiting, his intent far from routine. In broad daylight with their children nearby, he launched a savage attack, stabbing Aisha 59 times in a calculated act of violence that ended her life. The brutality unfolded in the driveway, a place meant for family, now a scene of unimaginable horror. Inside the house, Mason's sister Lynn heard the chaos and grabbed the phone, her voice shaking as she called 911. I need the police immediately, she cried. My brother is attacking his ex-wife. He stabbed her, and he said she's dead. Lynn stayed with the girls, shielding them as best she could, while Mason's rage consumed the morning. A Shaker Heights police officer arrived, stepping out of his cruiser to face the unfolding crisis. Mason, desperate to flee, jumped into Aisha's SUV and rammed the police vehicle, striking the officer and leaving him with fractured legs and ribs. The crash mangled both cars, a violent punctuation to the morning's devastation. More officers swarmed the scene, their commands sharp and urgent.
Watch out! Put your hands up! Put your hands up now! Put your hands up! Put them up! Put them up! You're gonna get shot! Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Don't let him back on this shit! Shut up! Holy fuck! Watch it, they got the dog up there. They're upstairs. I got contact. Put your hands behind your back. Do it now. Get him out. Watch. Is anyone else in the house? My daughters and my sister.
Where are they? Are they hurt?
They're in this bedroom.
Are they hurt?
No, not in any way.
Okay, where's the weapon?
They're outside. I used her on her.
Any possibility of Hep C, anything like that, blood-related pathogen?
No.
Okay.
Is anyone else injured in this house?
No.
All right, roll to your side. Let's get you on your feet.
Stand on feet.
Yep.
Who's upstairs?
Wait, hang on.
Neighbor. I have no weapons.
All right, on your feet. Here, sit on your butt. All right.
Chad, make sure
let's get on your knees.
Get him out.
On your knees.
Hold on this. I need to put my dog on.
All the way up.
I'll clear it with him. It's fine.
Oh, you got someone with you?
Okay, hang on.
Let's get him out. You got him?
You got him?
I gotta watch
His wrist is squirting out blood. We need him to the ambulance
Okay.
now.
Let's
Squirting
go.
out blood. Squirting out blood. Go.
Okay. Come on.
Go ahead, guys.
Watch. Where's the ambulance at?
Thank you.
Hold him up with the back with your hands. Where's?
Stay with him.
I am.
You got him? You stay with him. All right.
All right. We need another squad.
We need another squad out here. Sit him down. Stop.
He's bleeding out. Let's go. No, he's not bleeding out.
You need to be operational?
Okay, have a seat right here. Were you hit anywhere, or were you stabbed at all?
Only if I hurt myself.
Put him up. He's just a hindrance. 2 people uninjured in there. Here.
3 people.
3 people uninjured?
Yeah, my 2 daughters, and I cannot believe I did this.
I need you to be security for these 2 people that are coming out. Hey, we need to move him out of here. Move him out of the front door. Put him down over here.
Okay, come on this way.
Move him out. Move him out of the way.
He is bleeding from his hands.
Okay. All right.
So we'll need him in this ambulance.
I'm the patrol officer right there.
Right this way.
Come here. Hi.
He told me he has nothing to say after I Mirandized him. Are you the only male that was in that house at the time?
Yeah.
So far, he was the only male in the house at the time.
Right?
No, I would think here.
Yeah, I would go that way. Yeah.
Got a smaller cut above it.
Okay.
See the smaller one right here?
Yeah. Is that one spurting now?
That one's not spurting. That one's
Okay.
just oozing.
Okay.
Bring this finger. There you go.
Kind of this one because I say that black, this one's red.
Gonna have to get
Turn pressure. 3 eyes.
Yeah.
What do you need?
Tourniquet the shit out of it.
Yeah,
Yep.
we do.
No possibility of Hep C, any bloodborne issues.
Copy. Thank you.
Yep.
What?
Is that thing? Yeah, let's crank the fuck out of that thing. Like it's gonna fucking hurt.
Now that it's bandaged up, I can't tell if it's stopped, but...
I'm going to go check this car.
How's your right arm feel? Okay, tighten the fuck out of that thing. I don't give a shit. That thing is, it's gonna like hurt to fucking move.
Hey guys, just put your ET kit back in here.
10-4.
Alright, that's probably good. It looked pretty hard to tighten up. Yeah.
Alright, we got somebody going with us?
Oh yeah, definitely.
We're gonna go down.
I don't know if it's exactly going to be me, but I'm not letting him out of my sight. If you guys could just pull his pants up when able. It was definitely. It was squirting out. Yeah.
The same? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we got that digit. We've got a pretty good lack on that. It's about ready to...
Okay.
Aisha lay dead near her car, her body bearing the marks of a deeply personal attack. Cuyahoga County Prosecutor Michael O'Malley later called the scene one of the most horrific he'd ever seen, declaring, "Lance had only one goal that day, and it was to kill Aisha. Whether her children, neighbors, or sister were there, Mason's plan was set, a premeditated act against a woman who had survived his abuse once before."
I hope he sits there in a prison cell for the rest of his life, every minute of every day, thinking about what he has done to destroy his family.
The aftermath left Shaker Heights reeling. Aisha, a beloved teacher and mother, was gone, her life stolen in a moment of calculated cruelty. The trauma seared into Audrey and Ava, forced to witness their mother's murder, was unthinkable. Mason's attempt to escape only deepened the wreckage, injuring an officer and exposing the depths of his violence. For those who knew Aisha, the question burned: how had a man with such a violent past been given the chance to strike again? The answer lay in a system that had failed her, a system that would now face reckoning as her community demanded justice. Lance Mason's arrest marked the beginning of a reckoning for Aisha Fraser's murder. Charged with 9 felonies, including aggravated murder, felonious assault, and grand theft for stealing Aisha's car, he faced justice in a Cuyahoga County courtroom. Due to his past as a judge, all local judges recused themselves, and retired Stark County Judge John Haas took the case. In August 2019, Mason walked into court.
Lance Mason walked into court and just 1 week before his 52nd birthday, proclaimed a decision that will likely dictate the rest of his life.
Your Honor, I wish to take responsibility for the crimes I committed. I don't wish to prolong it or delay it.
The former state lawmaker and judge, emotional as he told the court he didn't want to cause his family any more pain than he already has. Mason then pled guilty to the aggravated murder of his ex-wife, Aisha Fraser.
Any human being who is capable of doing to what he did to his former spouse and to do it in front of his children is a very troubled, sick human being.
It's why O'Malley says he refused to cut a deal.
Guilty, Your Honor.
Mason forced to admit each crime, including violating a protection order, stealing Fraser's car, and then ramming a police officer who responded to the scene. Pleas, the prosecutor hopes, send a message far beyond the walls of this courtroom.
Domestic violence and these type of domestic abuse crosses all socioeconomic classes and races, and the reality is we see it too often in our community, and by making him accept every count, we're attempting to send the message to the people in this county that it will not be tolerated.
What we still haven't heard is a motive for this murder. The prosecutor says that could come out when Mason is sentenced next month. Live in the newsroom, I'm 5 on your side investigator Scott Knoll.
At sentencing, Aisha's mother, Millicent Fraser, faced Mason with raw grief.
Into a packed courtroom of family members and friends of Aisha Fraser that Lance Mason was brought, handcuffed under heavy guard. Mason, who several weeks ago pleaded guilty to the savage murder of his ex-wife, was to face sentencing to be handed down by retired visiting judge John Haas. Although the courtroom was quiet, the emotion was on the faces of those who came to speak or witness the sentencing. Among the speakers was Millicent Fraser, mother of Aisha, who asked the judge to give Mason the maximum sentence of life without possibility of parole.
We offer you the same lack of mercy that you offered our daughter and your children. None.
Other speakers echo the request for the maximum prison time. In the gallery were educators from Shaker Heights schools, where Aisha Fraser was a beloved elementary school teacher. There was Aisha's godmother who spoke, and a best friend who Aisha had asked to promise to raise the 2 daughters of Aisha and Lance Mason, whom Aisha said might kill her.
There are now 2 beautiful girls left in the wake of your destruction.
The assistant prosecutor recounted the story of Mason.
The 911 call that the sister is calling for help. You hear the little girl saying, "Where's Mommy? What did you do to Mommy?"
Then a rambling presentation, accepting responsibility, he said, for the murder. But mostly he rambled on about how he loved his daughters, who were at the Shaker Heights home visiting when Mason came with a knife in hand, stabbing to death his 45-year-old ex-wife. Judge Haas then pronounced sentence, not giving Mason the maximum, but at least 35 years.
The children, while I respect your decision to spare them the trauma of a trial, it was too little and way too late.
35 years before eligibility for parole for Mason, who is now 52. And then as Lance Mason was taken away, it was over. But for the family and friends, they will tell you it is never really over.
I wanted life without parole, but the judge did what he did, so I'll live with it.
Aisha Fraser's murder plunged Shaker Heights into a sea of sorrow. The school district, where she had been a pillar at Woodbury Elementary, canceled all professional activities on November 19th and 2018, giving students, staff, and families space to grieve.
Well, Aisha Fraser was a teacher for the past 16 years at Woodbury Elementary School, and tonight her friends, colleagues, and students are remembering her. They're holding a candlelight vigil at the school right now in her memory.
Channel 3's Monica Robbins joined us live from that vigil with more on her life and a man in her life who knew her best. Monica, good evening to you.
Good evening, Russ and Sarah. Yeah, there are several hundred people behind me remembering Aisha Taylor. She was planning a future with Ronald Williams. They met while she was a student at Florida A&M, and then in 2016 they rekindled their friendship that blossomed into a relationship, and then he moved here to Cleveland in July to be with her. Now, he was planning on spending Thanksgiving with her and his family in Atlanta, but he always feared this nightmare would come true.
She was an extraordinary mother, daughter, friend, a light, energy, special spirit, strong, independent.
There aren't enough superlatives to truly describe what Aisha Fraser meant to Ronald Williams.
She was a gift, and to me, she was just the love of my life.
In a phone interview, Williams says he left early Saturday morning for Atlanta. Aisha would join him for Thanksgiving.
I told her how much she meant to me, how special she was, how God would bless her and protect her.
But when she didn't respond to his texts, he called her mother.
And I said, Mama Fraser, is everything okay? And she said, no, it's not, Ron. I am sitting in front of a crime scene.
Sadly, Ronald feared this would happen.
I knew this guy was crazy. I knew she wasn't protected by her community. I knew she wasn't protected by the system. I moved to Cleveland in July, and I told her, our love is worth my life.
He's devastated and angry.
We failed her. There's no way he should have been out. There's no way he should have been having access to his kids. I don't know a father, a man, a husband who would have done what he did.
Now he wants justice and those who allowed Mason to leave jail early to be held accountable.
They were all collectively a part of Aisha's death, and the kids witnessing for the second time what a brutal, evil monster the other parent was.
The Shaker Heights Teachers Association started a GoFundMe page for Aisha Fraser's two daughters, one of which has special needs. They wanted to raise $100,000. They are $9,000 away from that goal. And because that child has special needs, there's no doubt they need much more. Russ, back to you.
Millicent Fraser, Aisha's mother, became a fierce voice, condemning the system that freed Mason after mere months. The judge should never have let him out, she said. Aisha's death sparked a movement, birthing House Bill 3, known as Aisha's Law. The bill sought stronger penalties for domestic abusers, 24/7 access to protection orders, and better police training, with strangulation made a felony in 2022. Though it passed the Ohio House, the Senate stalled it, a bitter symbol of inaction. Aisha's legacy endures in her daughters, her students, and the fight to protect others from the violence that stole her light. Aisha Fraser's murder was a wound that pierced Shaker Heights, Cleveland, and every heart touched by her light. A cherished teacher and devoted mother, she was stolen by a system that failed her, granting Lance Mason, a man with a violent past, the chance to shatter her life. Yet Aisha's legacy shines on through her daughters, Audrey and Ava, cradled by a community's embrace. It endures in the students she uplifted and the fight for Aisha's Law, a call to end domestic violence. Her death laid bare a harsh truth. Justice delayed can be justice denied. Aisha's story demands we act to seek accountability, protect survivors, and ensure no one else endures her pain. Her memory fuels a mission for a world where love prevails over violence. Like this video and subscribe to True Crime Intel to join us in honoring stories like Aisha's. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.